Hey, St. Patrick's, good to be with you this week through my e-video. I got three things I want to mention to you this week and kind of update you on and let you know in terms of what's coming up in summer and fall. During summertime, that's when myself and Andy, Vestry, and other ministry leaders kind of work on fall scheduling. So we're beginning to think about that, and also late summer scheduling. So three things I want to or two, excuse me, two things I want to mention regarding that, and then just one ongoing thing. Let me talk about the ongoing thing first. Mention the Sunday. As you know, we have a commitment to do dining with dignity. That's the meal at Lighthouse Ministries, and we do that once a month. We do it on the third Tuesday of the month. And if you're at Church Sunday, I kind of did a pretty long announcement, really a second sermon, but I'll probably share a shorter version of what I've shared again this coming Sunday. But just a reminder that the reason we do that, the why, is because that helps. That's one way we put into action our mission to make disciples through worship, community formation, and mission. It's one of the ways we operationalize, how do you like that word, the mission part of it. Here's what I mean. The meal actually operates on a bunch of cylinders all at once. First, it creates a way for us to serve, and that looks like four different things. One is we can serve through prayer. I know not all of us can actually participate on Tuesday night, but all of us can be praying for that meal so it can be a real act of service and relationship building with people. Second, we can give food, and a lot of us have done that. And if you've never had a chance to do that, I want to encourage you to think about doing that. Jill Penrod always organizes that, does a phenomenal job, and we do send signups out during worship and online. So you can provide food, and if you can't make it to the event, you can still participate in that way. Third way you can participate is actually by showing up and serving. And basically you do kitchen work, you do wait staff, and you do some cleanup. And if you do that, usually try to come between 5:30, depends on your role. And I've never been out of there really past 7 o'clock. Usually folks come and eat pretty quickly, cycle out, and then the cleanup in the kitchen is going on while people are still eating, and then cleaning about in the other room can start actually when people are still eating because people kind of mingle out over time. And then lastly, you can do what's called being a friendly diner. And what that is you come and you really don't have to show up till like 10 till 6. And what we do then is if anyone's doing that with me, I'll give you some simple instructions about how to do that. We'll pray, and you basically sit down at one of the tables and eat a meal. If it's your first time and you're a little bit, wary about doing that, not sure if you're comfortable doing it, then I'll partner you with me or someone else, and we'll do that together. And that's a way we can actually connect to people, so that what happens at Dining with Dignity isn't only physical provision through food, although that's really important and is an act of love, but there's relationship building. So when we've done that and made connections with people, we've had opportunities to do some in-depth prayer ministry with people a number of different times, just great ministry opportunity with people, been able to talk to people about the Lord, number of invites to our church, and we even have a few folks who come and worship with us, and their connection point was the Dining with Dignity meal. So I see that as a real strategic thing we do to help us be outwardly focused and intersect with our city, especially our neighborhood around Lighthouse. And just so you know, probably more than half the people that come to the meal are people that live in the neighborhood. There are some homeless folks that come there regularly, but for the most part, what it does, it supplements folks who are on disability or low income because of retirement. It helps them get through the month by sharing a meal. So anyway, that's Dining with Dignity. Second thing I want to mention is we have a team that's beginning to work on VBS. We're looking at a late July kind of VBS this summer, just to position it at a different time than other churches are doing it. And we're in conversation with the Charles Young Center to see if we can use that. That's still in process, so we're trying to nail that down. This week we should get that done. But that team's already going to think about that, and we'll be inviting really as many people as possible in the parish to participate. Again, we're going to look for people to be praying for it. We're going to be looking for people who can share food. Not everyone can come to the event, and not everyone can serve at the event, but there's going to be a lot of ways you can participate. And we're hoping that'll be, a great event for our kids, and then secondly, a means of outreach in our neighborhood. So another way we're kind of putting our our mission piece into place, and of course making disciples by ministering to our kids through VBS. And then third, I just want to mention we've kind of had a kind of a, what do you call it, a doldrum time with our community groups this spring. We had a few that were in place, but they kind of didn't get off the ground and get going. And then also I've been wanting to kind of rethink our strategy. So we're working on that right now. And I'm in the process of hopefully getting a team beyond me to think through how to lead that and think through how to organize that. I want to ask you to be praying about that, because we are going to roll out another kind of plan for this next parish year, August to August, for our community group ministry. It's a critical ministry, and it really is another way we operationalize our mission. Our mission is to make disciples through worship, community, formation, and mission. And I believe three things about disciple making. One, other than when you first come to faith and need some basic training in a few areas, the journey of discipleship is a long obedience in the same direction. It's a long, slow movement through your life. Secondly, it's not linear. There's not this one size fits all program that you can go through to live a lifelong journey of discipleship. The Holy Spirit has us all at different places. There's a unique work in each one of our lives. And then third, in discipleship, actually, content is not the most important thing. We were used to thinking about discipleship or disciple making as like a program of classes and learning. In disciple making, more is caught than is taught. That's why Paul wrote, "Imitate me as I imitate Christ." Just like in parenting, more is caught than is taught. So that's why the key to disciple making and discipleship growth beyond our own personal relationship with the Lord is to be in a community of people with Jesus at the center, where we can be together around the Lord. That's what community groups are for. They're designed to help us grow as disciples. And the thing that makes that happen isn't really so much the Bible study or the information. It's the coming together, but it's not just coming together to hang out, although that's part of it. It's the coming together centered around Jesus. And then what that does, it creates the space. For example, if I'm going through a time when the Lord's really working on me and I need support and help, you're there for me. Or if you're going through that, I'm there for you. Or I forget through my busy week just to do simple things like read my Bible and pray, or pray for people at work who don't know the Lord, and I'm reminded to do that in my group. It's those kind of things that community groups do, and we're gonna get those back into place and move those forward as an essential part of what we're doing. There's more I could talk about, but this is already 7 minutes long. That's a long video. So just keep your eyes open and keep praying for staff, festering, other ministry team participants and leaders as we kind of move forward through the summer. So God bless and have a great week.